Liverpool fans thought this one was done a year ago. Now it's back, but with a twist nobody expected. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Anthony Gordon is once again at the centre of a huge summer transfer story, with Newcastle United now reportedly open to selling for a fee that could climb as high as £80 million. And yet, despite everything lining up perfectly, Liverpool are not planning to make a move. That's the headline. But the reality behind it, far more complicated. Newcastle's stance is driven by cold, calculated business. After paying £45 million to sign Gordon from Everton, they now see a chance to bank a massive profit. With financial sustainability and squad balancing at the forefront, they're willing to cash in, especially after a mixed domestic campaign. Gordon's numbers tell the story, electric in Europe with 10 goals in 12 Champions League games, but inconsistent in the league, managing just 6 in 26. That dip has not scared off Europe's elite. Bayern Munich, Chelsea and Arsenal are all circling. Bayern in particular are pushing hard, and could turn to Gordon as a priority target if they abandon their pursuit of Diomande due to his enormous price tag. And that's where this gets interesting for Liverpool, because rewind 12 months, this deal was basically agreed. Gordon to Anfield, Joe Gomez heading the other way, and a £75 million package ready to go as Newcastle scrambled to meet financial regulations. Instead, the Magpies pulled out, sold other assets, and tied Gordon down to a long-term deal. Now, the door is open again. On paper, it makes too much sense. Gordon is a Merseyside-born, boyhood Liverpool fan. He qualifies as homegrown, he can play across the entire front line, and as a natural left winger, he would provide real competition for Cody Gakpo. There's even an existing on-pitch connection. Only Jacob Murphy has assisted Alexander Isak more times than Gordon in the striker's career. At 25, with nearly 200 top-level appearances and England caps already under his belt, he ticks every box for a club looking to evolve its attack. So why are Liverpool backing off? The answer lies in strategy. Under Arne Slot, Liverpool are targeting a different profile this summer. Diomande remains high on their list, while names like Basumana Touré and Bradley Barcola are also being closely monitored. In other words, this isn't about Gordon not being good enough. It's about Liverpool believing there are better fits for the system they're building. But here's the twist. If Bayern walk away from Diomande and push fully for Gordon, Liverpool could find themselves watching a near-perfect signing slip away again. And with Newcastle actively looking to sell, the opportunity may not come around a third time. So the question is simple. Are Liverpool making a smart calculated call, or letting an £80 million homegrown ready-made star walk straight into the hands of a European rival? This one is far from over. In other news, there's something quietly fascinating unfolding at Liverpool right now, and it centres on a player many had long assumed would either cement himself in midfield or eventually move on. Instead, Curtis Jones is rewriting the narrative entirely. In back-to-back victories over Everton and Crystal Palace, the academy graduate has been deployed in an unfamiliar role at right-back by Arne Slot. And not only has he coped, he's excelled. So much so that the conversation has quickly shifted from short-term solution to long-term possibility. Slot's decision to favour Jones over Jeremy Frimpong raised eyebrows initially, particularly given Frimpong's reputation as a natural attacking fullback. But what Jones has offered is something different, a composure, control and technical assurance that has added a new dimension to Liverpool's build-up play from deep. It's no coincidence that Slot himself has drawn comparisons to Trent Alexander-Arnold when describing Jones's influence in the role. Speaking prior to the 3-1 win over Crystal Palace, Slot told the Liverpool Echo, "What helped us is that he is really comfortable on the ball. That was a quality that a right-back had for a long time who played here before. A very, very comfortable player on the ball in Trent Alexander-Arnold. He gave, I wouldn't say a copy of Trent, but Curtis gave us that quality on the ball. Calm, finding the right passes, starting to dribble. He gave us that in the Everton game, and that helped us. Those words aren't thrown around lightly. Alexander-Arnold has redefined the role of a modern fullback at Liverpool, and while Slot was careful not to label Jones as a direct replica, the underlying message is clear: the technical profile fits, and the numbers back it up. Against Everton, Jones was Liverpool's most involved player, registering a remarkable 118 touches while completing 79 passes at a 94% success rate. He followed that up with another commanding display against Palace, recording 77 touches and 54 completed passes. In both fixtures, he also led the team for defensive contributions, 28 in the derby, followed by 13 at Selhurst Park. That balance between control in possession and defensive output is precisely what Slot demands from his full-backs, and Jones, despite being naturally a midfielder, has delivered it. But this isn't a story of instant perfection. Slot has been quick to highlight that there is still plenty of development required, particularly in terms of positional awareness, a key trait for any natural defender. Curtis showed mainly character, Slot explained, playing not in your own position, in a very difficult away game, difficult circumstances, and to have that performance is really good. But when I look a bit deeper into it, he is one of the players I spoke to this week that in certain situations, he has to position himself a little bit more as a natural fullback. But it's normal that he hasn't done that yet. There is still room for improvement in that position. That last line may be the most important of all, because what Slot is effectively saying is this: Jones isn't the finished product at right back, but the foundation is there. And perhaps more importantly, the opportunity is there too. Despite playing a career-high 2,490 minutes this season, Jones has still found himself behind the likes of Dominik Szoboszlai, Ryan Gravenberch, and Alexis Mac Allister in the midfield pecking order. With competition fierce and minutes limited in his natural role, a positional shift could be the key to unlocking both his short-term impact and long-term future at Anfield. That's especially relevant given the uncertainty surrounding Liverpool's defensive options. With Connor Bradley struggling with injuries and Frimpong yet to fully convince, there is a genuine opening in the squad, one Jones appears increasingly capable of filling. At the same time, external interest continues to hover. Clubs including Aston Villa are reportedly monitoring his situation, aware that a player of his technical quality and versatility could thrive with a more guaranteed starting role elsewhere. Yet Liverpool may not be ready to let that happen. There remains a belief within the club that Jones can still play a major part moving forward, and discussions over extending his contract beyond 2027 reflect that. Slot himself has dismissed suggestions that the midfielder hasn't been trusted, pointing to the significant increase in minutes under his management as proof of his faith. But football rarely stands still. And right now, Curtis Jones finds himself at a crossroads, one that could define the trajectory of his career. Stay in midfield and he faces relentless competition. Move to right back and he could carve out a unique hybrid role in a system that clearly values his strengths. What once looked like a stopgap solution is quickly evolving into something much more significant. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.